It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome back to the School of Marvelous Light. Remember, we were talking about the whirlwind, the bride. Father telling the bridegroom, go get your bride. John being the harbinger, that spirit of Elijah, that refiner's fire that speaks, being the harbinger, or in other words, the announcement that Christ is coming for his bride. The bride, the body. There was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought. Satan and his angels fought. Michael and his angels prevailed. Satan was cast out. Neither was his place found in heaven anymore. What that mean? The body. For a long time, when a person's body was brought up to the judgment seat, Satan was winning, and he was gaining jurisdiction over them. But there was going to come a time, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, a body is going to be brought up, and the spirit, or the angel of the Lord, as it is written, is going to take that body and say to Satan, the Lord rebuke you. In other words, cast out. The scriptures bear testimony if you read about the war, like I said. There shall Michael stand up. Then shall Michael stand up, that great prince that stands for the children of your people. You see? Same story. Michael being the commander of heaven's armies. So we need a body so that the spirit can come inside of and interact with his people. Well, that body coming forward is called the bride. Do y'all follow me? The match. That's why he says there were 5 virgins that were called to a marriage supper. Not just any old situation. Nope. It's when a man and a woman become one. That's what it means. So the spirit and the body become one. Do you hear what I'm telling you today? It could have been the devil, but his place was no longer found. Because the man's body that was brought forward was found spotless and blameless. So that's why he was given the clothing of a priest. Or in other words, he was given Yahusha's attributes and became Yahusha. That's what the prophecy is telling you. Do y'all understand this? Here, matter of fact, just for those who are not familiar, let me bring that up for you real quick. So this will make much better sense. Let me bring it up for you real quick. Let me see. You gotta give me 1 second. Hold on. All right. Zechariah chapter 3, starting at verse 1. Then the angel showed me, so the angel showed Zechariah, Joshua, see, same name, Yahusha, Yehoshua, see, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, see, that would be Michael, who we would call Michael, see, archangel, with Satan standing at his right hand to accuse him. So it's now starting to come to light what I've been explaining to you. There's a man being brought up for judgment who gets jurisdiction of his body to go forth in the body and set up a kingdom. Satan wants to set his kingdom up. Well, he needs the king's body. He needs the high priest who is also a king's body, vessel. So that's why Joshua, the high priest, is standing there. And they're contending with one another for his body, just as Moses. Remember, Moses was the one who had the body, who was a high priest and a king, led Israel as God. See? So they contended for his body and said, let me use his body, let me use his body. And Abba hid his body. See? Now you understanding why. We're going to read some more. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebukes you. Satan, indeed, the Lord who has chosen Jerusalem rebukes you. Is not this a man? Is not this man a firebrand snatched from the fire? See? This is what I've been describing to you. It is the body of a man is going to be brought up in question in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Because that is the bride of Christ, the matching person of Christ that mirrors Christ perfectly. In other words, is what I'm telling you. A man who is mirroring the high priest, Yahusha, perfectly. That's why he's named Yahusha the high priest. Do you get it? Zechariah is seeing this. And he says, the Most High rebuke you, Satan. That means you can't have his body and use it to set no kingdom up on this earth. Can't have it. He's a firebrand. And it also said he's a man. You get that? He is a firebrand snatched from the fire. He's pulled out before the destruction. Do you hear what I said about the portal opening up and what's going to happen? Didn't I tell you? Okay, let's keep going. Now Yehoshua was dressed in filthy garments. His sins, see? As he stood before the angel, Michael. So the angel, Michael, said to those standing before him, take off his filthy clothes. We know it's Michael who is the leader of heaven's armies because he's commanding, see? Take off his filthy clothes, exclamation point. Then he said to Yehoshua, see, I have removed your iniquity. You see that? So this is a man, a bride of Christ who had sins on him. That's why his clothes were filthy. You see that? And then he told him, this angel told him, I have removed it. Wait a second. So who is that he's talking? That's Yahusha. See? Can it be denied? Anyone? If he wiped away the man's sins, then he has to be as God. Now, what does Michael mean? Who is like God? See? His name is a question and an answer. Okay. I have removed your iniquity, and I will clothe you with splendid robes. Then said I, let them put a clean turban on his head. So a clean turban was placed on his head. And they clothed him as the angel of the Lord stood by. Are y'all listening? So the servants did exactly what Michael said and refurbished his garment. His body that was full of sin. He cleansed it. Okay. See why the 40 had to take place in the grandson's life? Y'all feeling me now? Let's keep going. Then the angel of the Lord gave this charge to Joshua. What did he tell him? This is what the Lord of hosts says. If you walk in my ways and keep my instructions, then you will govern my house and will also have charge of my courts, and I will give you a place among these who are standing here. So I will make you a splendid king if you keep my ways and keep my instructions. Now, according to what I'm doing right here in this moment, have I been keeping his ways and his instructions? So then the devil lost. Israel, your king, was redeemed, cleaned up, and chosen, and become the bride that matches Yahusha, which is what we're reading right here. It's what Zechariah saw. You see? I'm illuminating his prophecies as you understand it. It's happening right now in real time. Hear now, O high priest, Yahushua, you and your companions, little flock. See? Do you see? You little flock, you other elect, the ones I'm talking to. You and your companions seated before you, who are indeed a sign. Do you hear it? I just told you guys that if you're listening to me, if your hearts are open, then you can hear this with great clarity and rejoice because the time is nigh. The woman is ready to birth her child. It's close. Within a month. Y'all understand this? If y'all hear these words and y'all understand, wait a minute. The grandson is a sign. And those elect that he was talking to that go up, they are a sign of how to be, how to keep. Look, when I'm gone and my words are here and people click on the Grandson Right Thoughts page, they're going to know, they're going to say, wait a minute, if he's gone and this is what he said, keep Yahushua's word and love him, then Abba Yah will love you and he will make his abode with you. He knows this from personal experience. And then we saw him. It was a sign because we witnessed him. See? Watch, listen. For behold, I am going to bring my servant, the branch. See? Who's saying this? The angel of the Lord is saying it. Michael is saying, I will bring forth my servant from the Lord's mouth. This is what Michael is saying. He says the Most High is saying this, right? That's what he said in verse 7. This is what the Lord of hosts says. You see? See the stone, verse 9. See the stone I have set before Yahushua. On that one stone are 7 eyes, a new name. And on that new name, which is a new coat, on that new coat has 7 chakras of new colors, a coat of many colors. That's what he is giving to the branch. That's what you're hearing. The rainbow man, like I've always told you guys, I've always said this. Now he's just proving it even further. Behold, I will engrave on it an inscription, declares Abba Yah of hosts. And I will remove the iniquity of this land in a single day. Do you hear it? Do you hear it? The same thing he did for the grandson, he's going to do for all of Israel. Give them new garments. You see? On that day, declares Abba Yah of hosts, you will each invite your neighbor to sit under your own vine and fig tree. So do you have more clarity about what I'm explaining to you here? About the bride being a match, a body. And then he gave you the prophecy right here of that exact thing. That is a man's body. A man was clean of his iniquity, given a new stone or a new name, new body, with a new 7 chakras coat of many colors on it that are in alignment. The spirit, in other words, is what he's doing. He's giving the spirit, the coat, the spirit, the garment. You see that Joseph wore. He's giving it to Joshua, his servant, the branch. See? So the vision he's seeing is of a future thing that's going to happen. It's a sign. Do you hear that? Why would Abba tell you that if it's not something to look to? Why would he say this is a sign? When this branch comes forward and tells y'all this and does this and explains it with you in great clarity and then goes up in a whirlwind, then you'll know that he was the sign of truth. So then listen to him, is what he's saying. I hope y'all understand that. And I hope it's not strange to you that I'm telling you this out of love. I'm giving you the sign. I'm teaching it to you so that you know what to look for. So that you can make yourself ready and follow in suit in the full harvest, the main harvest. And be the same thing the grandson was to you, you'll do for the corners and gleanings. And that will be your glory. You understand? And you will follow in like suit. And each man in his own order, as we have read. So when it's your turn, you're not going to tell anybody it's happening to you? That's selfish. That's wrong. That's not empathetic. And it's evil as hell. Even though all of that is how it looks when you tell it. Ooh, I hope y'all can swallow that big old pill right there. Because you got to, because it's true. If you don't tell the experience that you're having as a sign, then you're not loving, you don't care, you're selfish and evil. Even though that's how it seems when you start telling it. Just like Yahusha. How the hell are you going to come to him and get the healing if he doesn't tell you that he's able to do it? He was actually asking people, do you believe that I am able? And they would say yes. And he would say, by your faith, let it be so. Kaboom. His reputation went forth. He had to hide himself from people at times. He hid himself many times. You see? So it's just the reality of the walk, man. And that's where we're at with it now. So I want y'all to understand this moment in time and being a bride and what that means. I just read it to you in Zechariah in great clarity. So hopefully you understand. Silouam Israel.